Our top story this afternoon, the BCCI's Emergent Working Committee meet will take place in Mumbai. A meet called after 11 state associations wrote to the interim president Shivlal Yadav to discuss the IPL case. The board members called for an urgent meet after the Supreme Court slammed the board for its functioning and asked N. Srinivasan to step down. Several key decisions are likely to be taken today in the emergent meet. The board is expected to set up an internal probe committee to look into the allegations against 13 people mentioned in the sealed envelope, including its suspended chief N. Srinivasan. There could even be questions raised on who authorized N. Srinivasan to represent BCCI at ICC. The associations also want to know why they weren't consulted before the BCCI Council demanded transcripts of certain conversations in the Supreme Court. Now, former President Shashank Manohar has arrived at the BCCI office. For the first time in 3 years, he would be attending a BCCI meet and is expected to play a lead role in the constitution of the new probe panel.
As we just mentioned, several key decisions can be taken in this important emergent working committee meet, and those decisions could have an impact on N. Srinivasan's future. Under such circumstances, the numbers become really important. Let's take a look at the numbers in favor and opposed to Srinivasan at this stage. He's almost isolated with only Haryana, Sanjay Patel, BCCI Secretary, and Tamil Nadu likely to support him as far as his future and control over the BCCI is concerned. But take a look at the other side, those against Srinivasan as it stands right now or are likely to voice their opinion against him when this meeting takes place. As many as 14 of them. Shashank Manohar is going to be a key role player from Vidarbha Association, and what he says or suggests could be very, very important in this meeting. The numbers clearly stacked against N. Srinivasan.
Shivani Gupta there breaking down what this meeting is going to be all about today. Rasesh Mandani is now joining us with more details from Mumbai. Rasesh, the 11 associations came down heavily on the BCCI in the letter, but are they likely to be equally combative when they meet today?
I think, first of all, to put things in perspective, we have to understand that this is a meeting which has been enforced upon N. Srinivasan. This is an emergent working committee meeting which has been forced by the various associations who have come together demanding an update on how the BCCI wants to proceed in the Supreme Court. And there's no doubt about the fact that the constitution of the probe panel, which is imperative, the BCCI has to reply to the Supreme Court before the next hearing, which is a day after tomorrow, as to how it proceeds to act against the allegations against 12 individuals plus N. Srinivasan. And that probe panel which would be set up would not have the blessings of Srinivasan. So, therefore, that all the associations need to come together, and I can report that there's an hour to go to the working committee meeting, and various associations which earlier were with Srinivasan have now switched sides. Even the interim president Shivlal Yadav is not necessarily a Srinivasan man at this point in time. So, obviously the things have changed dramatically, and there would be efforts by all these working committee members. Importantly, Shashank Manohar is here as well. He isn't a part of VCA currently, but he's been co-opted into the VCA, and he's expected to play a lead role in the whole constitution of the probe panel. There are obviously a number of other factors that they'll be looking at as well. In all fairness, Srinivasan has been having all the functional powers despite stepping down. They want to discontinue that process. For that to happen, and foreseeing various positions which Srinivasan is expected to take over, for example, the ICC issue as well, where he's expected to be the chairman. So it's expected that various committee members are going to raise all these issues, and the Srinivasan supporters seem to be outnumbered at this point in time, and that is the way the meeting may progress.
So finally, will N. Srinivasan's free run end? That perhaps will be put into perspective at this meeting. Many thanks, Rasesh, for joining us with those details from Mumbai.